This video is going to talk about the coordinate systems. Now, this video is going to prep by talking about rows and columns. Rows are horizontal. They go across. Columns are vertical. They go up and down. The text talks about it like this. I talk about it differently. I talk about rows and columns, not so much. I talk more about the run and the jump. So here's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine you're on a two-dimensional side-scroller game. Here's your character. It might even have a hat on it that says M for Mario. Or maybe it's a blue hedgehog, like Sonic. Either way, if your character sees something that they want, like, I don't know, a coin, in order to get to it, the first thing your character is going to run to underneath the coin. The second thing your character is going to do is it's going to jump up to get the coin. When mathematicians talk about coordinate points, they talk about things on an x, y coordinate system. They talk about things, the words I use are run, jump. There is the x-axis, which goes this way, and there's the y-axis, which goes this way. So to find your place on the x-axis, you run to the spot. To find your place on the y-axis, you jump up to get it. Going backwards or in a negative direction, you'd run backwards. Going backwards for the jump, you would dig down or fall down towards your death or swim down. It's really your choice. So, copy this picture into your notebook. Probably pause the video because I'm going to move on. If I ask you for a run of 3 and a jump of 2, that means, first of all, you always start at the beginning, which is down here at the bottom left corner. Sometimes there's going to be different coordinates, and then you always start at something called the origin or the 0, 0. But you don't see where that is here, so we start at the bottom. And our character is going to run 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to jump 2. 1, 2. This is the spot that we were looking for. Let's have you try to find run 5, jump 1. Well, you would run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you jump up 1, which would be that point. Here's a pair of numbers. On that grid that you drew, first of all, go ahead and add one more row and one more column so that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and try to find point 3, 2. Remember that the first point tells you how far to run. The second point tells you how high to jump. Your character always starts down here. Go ahead and find 3, 2. If you started your character here and ran 3 and then jumped up from 1 to 2, this is the spot that you would be at. What if I ask you for 1, 4? Your character is going to be at the 1 and jump 4. Where's 2, 1? Right here. Wow! What point is this on the grid? In this case, there's letters, so tell me the letter for run and the number for jump. you should have gotten B3. Putting parentheses around it makes it a coordinate point. What about this point? Did you get C2? If so, good job. If not, double check where everything lines up at. Where would this spot be? Well, it's in the A column, and it's in the 4 column, so I'd call it A4. Notice how here the A is underneath the squares. The 4 is right at the squares. Here, now the A is at the line, and the 4 is at the line. So this point would be A4. This, with the numbers and the letters being at the line, is how you're normally going to see coordinate points and how you're normally going to see grids set up. Identify the coordinates where I point. Well, I'm going to point here. What's here, kids? You should have gotten 4, 3, because it lines up with the 4 on the run, and it lines up with the 3 at the jump. So I'd run 1, 2, 3, 4, and then jump up to the 3. Now, draw a 5 by 5 square on grid paper and number the lines on the grid starting from 0. What corner is 0, 0? If you have a 5 by 5 grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I have that grid there? And I start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that 0 is not moving at all. The other grids started at 1. That is almost never how a coordinate grid will be. It will, in fact, start at 0. Keep that in mind. What coordinates are the top corner here? Well, the top right corner, right here, is 4, 4. And you can see how it lines up. What are the coordinates for the top left corner? The bottom right corner. Oh boy. The top left corner is going to be run 0. Don't go anywhere. Jump 4. So that's going to be 0, 4. The bottom right corner is going to be the opposite. It's going to be run 4, jump nowhere. Don't jump at all. So that's going to be 4, 0. Notice the difference in these 2 points. The order that you put points makes a difference. Oh, bonuses. More bonuses. So, what they're going to ask you to do now is to make a coordinate grid on grid paper. Do the best that you can, but for the most part, we're going to be practicing on Desmos for this. You can just go ahead and watch. These are the coordinates of the vertices of a quadrilateral. They want you to connect the dots here. So in order to connect the dots, you are going to show a grid, and you would put point A at 4, 5. So if I had a grid here, I would go ahead and I would run 4. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So letter A, and this is going to be rough, and I apologize in advance. Letter A would be 4, 5. Run 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, jump 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there would be your point A. and I would label it if I had the room. Point B is 4, 8. So I'm still going to go 4, but now I'm going to jump all the way up to the number 8 here. Point C is 7, 10. We can do this actually. A, B, point C would be 7, 6. So I would run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and jump 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be a C, not an L. Letter D would be 7, 10. So I would still run 7 and jump all the way up to the 10. And they're going to ask, well, when we connect up A to B, B to C, C to D, what do we get? Except, what mistake did I make? I assumed that they would connect A, B, C, D. I didn't read the directions that are here, which means that my shape doesn't look correct, which means that if I was on paper, I would have to erase. But because I'm on the computer, I can hopefully erase a little bit less than before. And of course, it deletes my points, which makes my heart sad. So they want shape A, B, D, C, which means I connect A to B, just like so, and then I connect B to D. Then I connect D to C, and then to finish it all off, I connect C all the way back to A. And that makes what would probably be a rhombus, some sort of parallelogram, except it's drawn virtually. Apologies. They want you to also draw these. Be very careful with your points. If you have graph paper, that's even better. If you find something on the computer, like the Desmos assignment, that would be okay practice too. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of the day.